Welcome to day 7 of the How to Make Money Online 30-day challenge. I'm so excited. Today's topic is YouTube. I gotta admit, I am a bit partial to this topic that we're gonna cover today for, you know, pretty obvious reasons. So, are you guys excited to dive into YouTube? So, YouTube is definitely like super interesting as far as like there's so many different ways that you can approach it. Whether it be, kind of like a talking head video, that kind of thing, kind of what we have on our channel or my channel. You could do faceless automation, which means you're basically just like either having AI, read scripts or do videos or do that kind of thing. Or what you can do is you can, even have like an overhead camera and you can film yourself talking. Hey, sweetums, thank you so much for joining. So happy to have you here. You could put the camera up above, and you can have have your film yourself talking, that kind of thing. So there's so many different ways that you can go about YouTube. Um, it just it's a super cool. It's super unique. I talk about we've talked about this on the lives before, where um, you have people from all over the world that connect with you, and all you have to do is hit start or hit go live, or hit play, that kind of thing. So it's just super cool. So what we're going to do today is we're going to break down YouTube as a business model, and we're going to talk about everything from A to Z, do some live examples, and really get you guys thinking about, is this something you might want to do, you might want to check out, and potentially, yeah, you might want to start a YouTube channel of your own. So, but I'm definitely here for all the support. Definitely super encouraging, and I love it when I hear that people are starting new channels. So, it's just super cool. Okay, so the way we're gonna kind of structure this is, hey, freelancing for freedom, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. So we're gonna structure this. Basically, we have a couple of bullet points, so we're gonna talk about it in kind of like the hierarchy of how you would do it from the very beginning, and then definitely in the live chat, if you guys have any questions, feel free to just interrupt. Type your questions in the live chat, and I'd be more than happy to stop, pause what I'm talking about, and you know, we go off on tangents all the time on these lives. So thank you guys for being here, and let's get started. So okay, so in the very beginning, obviously, what you want to do is you're talking about you want to plan your channel. That's kind of like the foundation as far as like building your YouTube channel. So so a couple of points when you're thinking about that is you want to identify your niche. So if you've been here with us on this live, this is day 7 of our live, our 30-day challenge. If you've been here for any amount of time, you know that everything pretty much involves picking a niche, picking a topic. So that's going to be no surprise. So planning your channel, identifying your niche, defining what your target audience is, and researching content ideas. So this is definitely going to be like a really high level, but we can get as intricate as you guys want. And of course, seriously, the first tip, it goes all over my shirt. All right, it's live. There we go. Nothing like cherry 7-Up going all over your shirt. There we go. That's what happens sometimes. So, okay. So next up, we're gonna kind of deep dive a little bit into setting up your channel. So I don't actually have like an email address on the fly that we can actually use to like legitimately set up a channel, but we can go through some of the stuff on my channel, and we could take a look and look around and that kind of thing. Um, so creating a Google account. So for starters, in order to have a in order to have a YouTube channel, all you really need to have is a Gmail account. That's pretty much it. So you need a Gmail account, and then once you do that, you can go over to youtube.com, and then it's going to ask you if you want to create a channel in itself. So then it'll take you through the process of actually selecting the channel or typing in the channel name and that kind of thing. And it's a couple of clicks, and then you're done as far as like actually creating the channel itself. So, and then customizing your channel. So we'll go through some steps here a little bit later so we can customize the channel and make sure you kind of cross all of the T's, dot the I's, that kind of thing. Okay, so next up is going to be creating content on the hierarchy. So under the creating content umbrella, you're going to want to think about, okay, how do you plan out your videos? So how often are you going to be publishing? What kind of videos are you going to publish? What kind of content are you going to make? That sort of thing. Um, and then gathering your equipment and your software. So that one is actually really fun for me because I enjoy using all the different pieces of software that you can leverage with YouTube and all the different editing tools, editing photos, that kind of thing for thumbnails. So there's a lot of stuff that we're going to dive into, and then recording and editing your videos. So that is a whole other beast right there. So not to be confused with the ultimate Mister. So, and then we're going to go into uploading and optimizing your videos, uploading your videos to YouTube. How do you do that? Optimizing titles, descriptions, and tags, which are all pretty important. Creating engaging thumbnails. And then we're going to move on to promoting your channel. So, promoting your channel, basically, we're going to talk about social media, utilizing social media, engaging with your audience, and collaborating with other YouTubers, which is definitely sounds a lot easier, I think, than it really is. In terms of finding somebody who's already in your niche. Um, and then finally, we're going to analyze performance and growth. And we're going to talk about YouTube analytics a little bit and adapt based on like the feedback you get from your audience. And then finally, plan future content. So you want to make sure that your channel is always growing, right? And you're always moving the needle, so to speak. So you're moving things forward. So, okay, I'm going to take a pause real quick here. Um, do you guys have any like introduction questions, anything that you're kind of wondering about? Um, then we can kind of dive in and do a little more in depth on some of these topics here. Sure. Yeah, absolutely, Sweetums, no problem at all. So, and that's that's a great place to start because really I think that's kind of at the basis and the foundation for everything. So, okay, so what a niche is the easiest way you can think of when you think about finding your niche or having your niche or deciding on what the niche is. It's kind of said different ways, but it's all basically the same thing. Um, so a niche is basically like a topic. So whatever topic or category that you think you want to cover or create content about, that's on the high level basically your niche. So if you think about the things that you're passionate about. So let's say maybe you really love cars, or you really love gardening, or you really love, yeah, yep, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, so Sweetum's question is, would you mind explaining niches and how to go about finding one? Yep, definitely. Yeah, sorry, Sweetums. I know we mentioned that in a previous live, so I want to remember to do that. So in case, somebody's not staring at the screen, they can definitely hear. So, okay, so we're going to talk about how do you find a niche, explaining what a niche is and how do you find it, or how do you find one. So basically, when you think about a niche, you're going to think about a topic or some sort of hobby or something that you're passionate about. So a lot of people like, you know, gardening or automotive, cars, that kind of thing. Maybe you really like baking or cooking or photography, or maybe you like bird watching or outdoorsy stuff like camping, fishing, hiking. Everything that I just mentioned could very well be a niche. So really all it is something that you're passionate about and you like to talk about it, or you like to creating content doesn't mean it has to be in front of the camera, but creating content. So that's pretty much in the most simplest form of what a niche is and how do you find one. So I know a lot of people ask, well, doesn't it make sense just to go for like the most profitable niche, that kind of thing, and just jump into that? I I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that in a sense, but I think you have to make sure that you're going to be okay. I mean, okay, meaning like you're going to be able to make content and create content, and you're not going to get burned out on that topic, even if maybe that's not your most favorite thing. So let's say, for example, health and fitness or health and wellness is a really, really huge, like profitable niche. Parenting and family is another profitable niche, and like the finance kind of make money online type space, that's also another one. So those are really the top three for me that I know are out there. So if you happen to be in that space or in that niche and you can talk 24/7 about the topic, whatever it is, um, I think you're golden. But if you're sitting there thinking, well, I don't know, I don't really fit into any of those. I don't really want to talk about any of that stuff. It's kind of boring, or I don't really know a lot about it, that kind of thing. Then you're gonna have to find something else. So really just you think about something that you love. What do you love doing? What do you really enjoy as far as what are your hobbies, what are your passions, that sort of thing. And I think you really can't go wrong. Any niche can be profitable, and it really depends on how and which way you carve out yourself into having your own like little space. So your own slice of the internet of YouTube, anything can be profitable. You just have to build a community around whatever you're talking about here. So does that kind of make sense, Sweetums? That was a great point, though. Definitely understand making sure everybody's involved and engaged. Hey, Norbits, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Hey, no, you didn't miss really anything. We were just talking about as far as how to pick a niche. What does it mean to pick a niche? And maybe or we talked about a little bit of suggestions about what a niche could be. So really in a nutshell, all it is, a hobby, a passion, something you really enjoy doing and you can talk about, and you want to make sure that it's whatever you choose, the topic, the hobby, the passion, just make sure that it's not going to be something that you're going to get burned out quickly on. So you can make content and just in regards to YouTube here. So yep, that's pretty much it. So far we've covered. Okay, so Norbit's question is there even room for anyone with a new YouTube channel? It seems like every possible topic has been covered. So I see that a lot. I see that sort of kind of wondering and that question and that inquiry about, is there even room for me in YouTube? That kind of thing. And um, definitely the answer is a resounding yes, for sure. Because when you kind of think about how many people are actually watching YouTube daily is in the billions with a B. So around the world, there is an insane amount of people, basically an unlimited amount of people to go around and to find your specific channel, your community, that kind of thing. So I wouldn't worry about if it's too saturated, if there's too many people, YouTubers in this particular space or that space. Is it even worth it for me to start? And it's definitely worth it for sure, because it's more than just the topic and the niche that you choose. It's really about the individual and how you can convey your message, whatever you're trying to say, your opinions, your experiences. So people will connect with you as an individual, as a content creator, I think more so, even more so than what you're actually talking about. So if somebody can relate to you, then I think that's a huge step. So by being authentic, being real, and just I think being genuine is probably the best way to go about it. So, and it really doesn't matter really truly what topic you cover, because you can make anything successful. Doesn't matter the topic. So, yeah, I would highly encourage you, Norbits, if you wanted to start a YouTube channel, whether it be in front of the camera, kind of like this, or a faceless channel. Um, Absolutely. So, okay. So the question is, what about the popularity of TikTok? Has YouTube audience shrunk because of that? So I don't think that the audience has shrunk, and I say that because with the onset of TikTok being like really short, kind of like quick videos, obviously YouTube has adapted the YouTube Shorts, which has been around for a little while now, but it's really just heating up the competition. So I think it's forcing creators to be on both platforms to really expand their reach and their audience. So yeah, I definitely think that it's if anything, I think it's made the competition more broader, and it's allowed people to start that actually haven't had any experience before. So it's one of those things where you can easily make content, whatever type of content, before you upload it to YouTube, because once you upload it, it puts a watermark on it on the video. Then I would upload it to TikTok and basically simultaneously upload it to both platforms. Um, I know for sure that YouTube as a whole pays a lot better, is a lot more profitable for creators than TikTok is. But I think it may be easier to gain a following on TikTok, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try one or the other. I think you definitely should try your hand in both for sure. But since this video, we're kind of focusing more on YouTube, but yeah, that definitely. I think they're both winners, and you can absolutely succeed on both for sure. Sure, you're welcome. Okay, so we kind of talked about choosing a niche, so we'll kind of skip that part. So yeah, Norbit's that. So Norbert's asked the $1 million question, what everybody wants to know: how long before you can actually start making money, or you can actually make money on YouTube? So according to YouTube as itself, I mean, their rules directly from YouTube. So they have two levels of monetization, like just strictly within YouTube. So you have the first level is 3,000 watch hours on long form videos or live streams, and 1,000 subscribers. Or I guess in addition, you could have 3 million YouTube Shorts views. That's kind of like the intro, or like I like to think of it as like the baby monetization, the first step, or like the pre monetization. So, and what that allows you to do is once you hit that 3,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers, or the 3 million um, views of the shorts and 1,000 subscribers, then you can start. Uh, Getting super stickers, super chats, that kind of thing, and super thanks. And then also you can enable memberships on your channel. So if you choose to do that, so there's that. That's one thing for monetization, um, and that takes a while, just depending on if how quickly your videos hit, how many people like them, they subscribe, they watch, for how long, that kind of thing. The second part of that monetization, just through YouTube, is 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers. So that one actually allows you to get paid through what's called AdSense. So YouTube has ads all over their videos, and anytime that an ad is being played, you can get paid. So that's a little more difficult to reach, because just because of the 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. So if you're gonna base just solely off of that in itself, um, I would say it it ranges. It could be a couple weeks, a couple months, it could be a couple years for someone to get monetized, to get paid like through YouTube themselves. But um, the quicker way would be through affiliate marketing. So affiliate marketing is basically, like we've talked about this on the channel a lot, and had lives and stuff like that. So affiliate marketing is basically, you get paid to promote a brand's product or service. So, for example, we talk about Amazon Associates a lot on this channel. So, if you were to sign up for Amazon Associates and then put some products down below in your description, and you could actually put links to them. So, if somebody were to click your link and then go out to Amazon, let's say, and then purchase whatever it is, or they have something else in their cart and they purchase something, then you would get basically a commission or a cut of whatever that was. So, the quickest way, or how quickly you can make money on YouTube, is really going to depend on your strategy. But I think if you don't have 1,000 subscribers and you don't have 4,000 watch hours or 3,000, then affiliate marketing is going to be your next best bet, because that doesn't rely on any specific number of watch hours or subscribers. It's just really about your community and the people that watch your channel. So if they're willing to support you and they click through your links, then you can honestly, you could get paid the same day that you set up your channel, to be honest. Um, so you're going to need to basically, depending on if you want to go to the Amazon route, you're going to need to have some sort of social media presence or following in order to apply. But yeah, theoretically, you could get paid the same day that you sign up. So, Norbitz, I would say the answer to the question is you can technically make money right away, meaning like within a couple days or maybe weeks, um, without being monetized on YouTube through affiliate marketing. So, yeah, no, that's a great question because I know a lot of beginners ask that, like, well, it's going to take me forever to get monetized through YouTube's terms and their rules and their criteria and stuff. So, I want to make money sooner than that. How do I do that? So, definitely my number one suggestion would be affiliate marketing. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome. Okay. So, when we talk about, so after you choose your niche, then we're going to think about, okay, audience engagement. So, basically building a community through interactions and responding to comments and the engagement of your videos, your live streams, maybe your community tab, that kind of thing. So, that's something that's incredibly important, I think, to continue to grow and to continue to build, but also build that trust and that know and that like factor for individuals who actually, you want somebody to support you. So you have to give them a reason to come back and say, all right, well, you know, this person is just out there and on the internet somewhere and I can't reach him. I have questions about this and that. So that's why it's always important to respond to any kind of questions or comments on your videos, but also, engage with people in a live chat like this. That way, you know that there's a human being behind that channel. And it's not just, even if you are kind of like videotaping yourself talking, um, you know, it's going to be a human being and you want to have that kind of human element and the human touch factor. So I think that's the whole importance of the audience engagement. So next we're going to move down to content quality. So you want to make sure that what you're putting out, the content, is something that's valuable and beneficial for people that are watching. It doesn't mean you have to have the most fanciest craziest equipment. um, to be honest, what I shoot on is I either do my iPhone or I have a webcam, a 1080p webcam. So those are the two things that I use. I don't have like this fancy, really high-end digital camera. So yeah, it doesn't matter what you use. I mean, you can start using your phone like immediately right away. So you don't need to have this crazy equipment to start. Um, and then SEO for YouTube. So that's something that I think you kind of learn as you go and you build these experiences and you kind of know what to look out for. And then, these little things that you can help kind of reach your videos and your channel, reach other people, more of an audience. So, and something for YouTube, as far as SEO goes, an example would be like, optimizing your video titles or your descriptions, and putting in tags. Hey, Dragon Rider, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. So that's kind of a high level touch on SEO. So I want to welcome everybody to this 30-day live stream challenge. Thank you guys so much for being here. So we're doing basically for 30 days, we're going live every single day, and we're talking about a different business model, how you can make money online. So today is day 7, and we're talking about YouTube. So YouTube channel. So just to kind of fill you guys in, if you're not familiar with who we are, what we're doing, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're happy you're here. So definitely stick around and hang out for a little bit. So next, we're going to talk about consistency, and this is something I think this is a very kind of personal, in a sense, like a personal choice as far as like how consistent can you be with your time and uploading videos and creating content, that kind of thing. It doesn't necessarily mean you're uploading a video a day, because I think that's quite literally, I think that's insane. I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, that's pretty crazy. Like I could never do a video a day unless it was a short. But so either if you decide that you're like a YouTube Shorts channel, then that's fine. But to do high quality, like long form content every single day, I think is next to impossible, because you figure you want to edit it, you want to put some transitions, sound effects, that kind of thing. So hey, Grant and Shirley, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Yeah, we're so happy you guys are here. Let me know if you have any questions in the live chat. Um, we have a phenomenal mod, Sweetums. So just let Sweetums know if you guys have any questions. So, Dragon Rider, the question is, do you find that creating content gets easier or harder the more you do it? So that's part one. So I'll answer that first, and then we'll get to part two. So to be completely honest, I feel like it does get easier the more that I do it. So the more that I create content, it doesn't necessarily mean creating ideas gets easier, but actually being more comfortable in front of the camera, because that's kind of the style that I choose to do. It absolutely gets easier. I still get nerves as soon as I see the countdown and I'm like, "Oh crap, I'm going live in like 30 seconds." I got to shake it off. I got to do, the whole like calming sense, but I do believe that it does get easier as you create more and more content just because you get more familiar and more comfortable, in front of the camera. And doing lives actually really does help because talk about getting put on the spot, like you're just like thrust into thrust into, hey, everybody's looking at you. It's all good. So okay, so the second part of Dragon Rider's question is okay, how do you not run out of ideas when being consistent? So that's a great point. So there are websites out there. One of them specifically, it's called Answer the Public, and that's where I get kind of a lot of my ideas from, as far as like, um, content creation ideas. So basically, what it is let me actually, you know what? Let me flip this around. I'm gonna flip this camera around, and let me pull this up. Let me see here. Let me just type it in real quick. Okay, so let me just get logged in real quick, just in case it asked me for something. Okay, so sign in. Yep. Thank you, Sweetums. Appreciate it. Okay. Let me just get this set up. Sorry, guys. Let me just get this set up here real quick. Okay. Dashboard, your searches. Okay. All right. So let me flip this around. Sorry, it's gonna get a little jaggedy here for a second, a little wacky. Okay. Let me move this crap out of the way so you guys can see. I just love it. I mean, this is another thing about doing live. Like, yeah, there's a mess over there. There's a mess over there. Talk about behind the scenes, right? Okay, so let me straighten this thing out. Okay, so this website, thank you, Sweetums, for posting that in there. So this is called Answer the Public. So basically what this is you have a dashboard and you enter a topic, a brand, product, keyword, that kind of thing. And what it's going to do is it's going to spit out, it's going to have like a spider web of different ideas. So does anybody have any ideas? Like maybe like a keyword or a topic, something like that, that you guys want me to search? Let me flip this around for a quick second. I don't actually think I'm in the right account. Sorry. What if you were a vlogger? Yeah, Dragon Rider asked, what if you were a vlogger? So, um, yeah, I think, yeah, absolutely. Yep. One second. I'm just gonna log in here real quick. I know I got a license for this. I know I bought a license. Skip. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, guys. Let me just flip this around. Let me make sure. Okay. So let me flip this around. Sorry, I was just trying to figure that out. Okay, so Answer the Public is free to use. I think they give you, I think they cap, let me see, I think they cap you at, let's see. Okay, so you can start a free trial. Looks like, okay, so it looks like the free trial is only like 7 days as far as like the trial itself goes, which what I did honestly was I got one of those kind of like Black Friday deals where you pay, what did I pay? It was like $100, I think, or maybe it was like 100, $120, getting lifetime access. So you can do as much searches as you want. And that was, I think, around Black Friday. So if you did the individual plan right here, you can get 100 searches per day. So not too bad. I mean, just something to kind of see if you think you might want to, you know, use this or not. So, okay. So let's go over here. Okay. So Dragon Rider suggested, yeah, Norbits, the lifetime deal definitely was a steal for sure. So, if after this you guys are like, hey, I want to check that out, just keep an eye out for Answer the Public deals around Black Friday in November. So, okay. All right. Dragon Rider asked, what if you were a vlogger for ideas? Okay. So, I guess where would you start as far as, so Dragon Rider, I guess this is kind of, either to you or to anybody out there. So, where would you start vlogging? So, I think you'd probably need some sort of a topic, to vlog about. I guess because I guess you could just do it about your life, but you'd probably need some sort of like a basic topic, right? So, does anybody have an idea of like, let's just think of something together? Um, Maybe like one or two words. Like if you were vlogging, maybe what, you know, really anything. Like what would you be vlogging about? Or where would you go to vlog for like an interesting vlog video? And we can do this like absolutely live. So I'll show you guys how this works. Cool. College student. Dragon Rider said college student. Okay. All right. So let's type that in and let's see what happens. So this is obviously like super live, you guys. So we'll see what pops up, right? So we'll do college student. Okay. Okay. So it's gonna go through. It's gonna do its little thing, and it's gonna grab. It's gonna look for questions, prepositions, comparison, alphabeticals, numbers. Okay. So this may be a little hard to see, so I apologize, but I'm just gonna pull the camera away for a second, and hopefully it's not too cluttered. So what you guys are gonna see is right here in the middle, the word college student, right? So basically that's our keyword. So around here, it's gonna give you around this little wheel. It says it has 32 out of 49 questions. So we have questions up here, and then we have prepositions down here, and these are different. These absolutely could and should be used for different topics. So, for example, if we go back to questions, it'll give you it kind of has like a rating. Um, oh, no, actually, Dragon Rider. So the question is, are these stats specifically for YouTube or just in general? So these are actually just in general. So it's based off of Google. So it pulls from Google. So these are basically just in general, you know, kind of like what Google, sorry, is searching for. So the ones that are in like darker orange are going to be highly searched, and then a little bit lighter is average, and then lowest. So what you can see is it'll give you the little dot right down here. And so let's see the ones that are darker. So here's an example of, just to give you an example of like a topic of what you could talk about. So are college students athletes paid? So that could be an example of a content, like a video that you could do a video about, or something like this. Why college student athletes should be paid. So the questions sometimes can get similar, but just asked in slightly different ways. So over here, can college students apply for food stamps? And then, so there's 32 questions right here out of 49 that are listed. So even if you wanted to sort by the question, if it starts with why, the question starts with who, which, that kind of thing. So that's an example. So if you want to do prepositions, we can scroll down, and this is just strictly when you were talking about content ideas. So it gives you, these are all keywords that you can use. So if you wanted to say, how about this one? A college student without health insurance, or a college student can get on food stamps. Oh, they already put that one in there. College student with ADHD, college student with no work experience resume. So, or what you can do is you can go down and there's like comparisons. So these are all different, like great examples of like an actual content. So Um, yeah, how does this look for you guys? Like, is this something that you think would be helpful as far as, typing in? I think if we typed in maybe a slightly different keyword, like we can do, let's do, how about, um, how about we do flashlights just for the heck of it? So we'll type in that, and just to kind of show you the difference of what it would be to type in a different keyword. And this is something that I would use to come up with different content ideas for sure. Okay. So of course it starts with the questions. So, okay, so Norbert's asked if those stats pull from Google, would it be possible to just use Google and have the same content ideas? Yeah, it definitely would. So what you can do is it just I think the helpful part about having this answer the public is having it to where everything is organized and right in front of your face, and it's organized very neatly, and you can see, what the keyword ranking, how many searches are a month. So that's what like these numbers tell you. So I think it would be more beneficial, I think, to have it right in front of your face. But what you could also do, if you didn't want to pay for if you don't want to pay for a tool like this, you could easily just go to Google and you can type in. So, yep, yeah, exactly, Norbit. So, yep, you're not wasting your time just clicking around, kind of like on the links. Um, so if you wanted to go to Google, you could just start typing in something like college student, and basically anything that comes up right here, all these like pre-suggested right here, these are all keywords that comes up through Google search. So you could say college student vlog ideas, that kind of thing for beginners. So everything here is going to definitely tie back not only into YouTube, but also Google as a whole. So in terms of coming up with a keyword for content ideas. So hope that kind of makes sense. And that just gives an idea of what you can actually use it for, um, to keep your content ideas fresh. Um, I know that was kind of a long, that was kind of a long way around a Dragon Rider. So hopefully that gave you a little bit of insight into kind of how it works as far as being able to choose, um, content ideas and not running out of ideas. So there's always something that is you can search for. You can also utilize something like, I know that Google has trends, so you can kind of utilize the same way, going to Google Trends and kind of searching for keywords, but you kind of have to come up with like the topic, right, or like the keyword itself in order to actually get it to list anything. So I don't know that you could really type in a question for like Google Trends, but if you had a keyword in mind or something in mind that you could actually type in. So okay, yeah, so hopefully that was helpful. Oh, that's perfect, Norbit. So Norbert's checked ChatGPT just to see how it would differ. And the top ideas are like day in the life, college tour, dorm room tour, study tips, hacks, but it doesn't say whether it would rank. Yeah, so that's kind of the beauty of using something like Answer the Public, is that it does give you a rank for it. Um, like basically the monthly searches, how many times is searched, that keyword is searched per month. So yeah, I think in terms of if you were trying to rank not only for like YouTube up in the algorithm, but also if you were doing like a blog article, that would be something that would be helpful to know how many searches per month is the keyword being searched, but also at the same time, I think, is there a demand for that keyword in itself? So that's also something I think that's really important to figure out, just so you know that you're searching for the right things and you're not just kind of going off on a limb, kind of expecting that, you know, something gets searched. So yeah, you're welcome, Dragon Rider. No problem. Absolutely. So Okay, so so next up, we talked about consistency and monetization. So next we're gonna kind of talk a little bit more in depth. We'll go into in depth to the actual steps in as far as like when you're going to create your channel. So we talked on identifying your niche, kind of picking out what your niche would be, maybe figuring out what the topic is that you like to talk about. So that's one thing. And then really you have to kind of, I think, almost kind of like look inward and figure out what kind of topics, or reflect on like what your interests are or your ideas, and also at the same time like what expertise do you have. So if you have a lot of skills and a lot of experience with something XYZ, then that definitely would probably be something that you might want to consider as your niche, just because if you can talk about something and you don't even really have to think about it. I mean, you can just share experiences and that kind of thing. I think that that would be like super helpful as far as to get people in and to share experiences. So, I mean, for me personally, that's what I definitely enjoy is hearing other people's experiences and actually showing me how to do stuff instead of just kind of sitting up here and talking. So, okay. All right. So, next up is, how do you define your target audience? So, really when you're thinking about your target audience, ideal audience, they all kind of go in the same. So they're all kind of in the same, you know, they can be interchanged, that term. So you want to definitely determine the demographics of your potential viewers. So are you targeting, let's say, maybe sports people that really like a certain team, or they're really the outdoorsman that love all things outdoors, you know, hiking, fishing, hunting, that kind of thing. Um, or like if you're on the automotive front and you have a specific car or a specific type of car that you want to talk about, or maybe like engines or bodywork, tinting, that kind of thing. So those are all like a way to kind of like niche down as far as when you're finding topics that you want to talk about. But as long as the overarching topic, I think, is is something that is relatable for your ideal viewer, then I don't think you're gonna have any problems as far as like finding people and building the community together. So Norbert asks, are there teams that would have a bigger audience over other teams? Do you have to go big or go small to find your audience? I would say, so when you're asking about teams, Norbits, um, do you mean like a team of like YouTubers or, oh, sports teams? Sorry. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. So the question is, are there teams that would have a bigger audience over other teams, or do you have to go big or do you have to go big or go small to find your audience? Yeah. So I think as far as like if you're going to focus on like a sports team, I would say just really anything. I don't think it really would matter like what the team is, because if certain teams get more popularity, like, you know, kind of out on the news and that kind of thing, if they have more, if they're more, I guess, covered by, you know, the news or whatever, you know, the entertainment magazines, that kind of thing, you could always go for those teams. But I think it would be helpful if you knew the team or if you were a fan of the team. That way you could talk a little more confidently about the team. It doesn't matter what size, big or small, as far as finding your audience. I think as long as the team is maybe a major sports team, and you know a lot of people from that region are really going to tune in and watch, you know, your videos because of that. So they really want to connect, have some way to connect with you. So I think that might be something just to kind of, you can even have it be as broad as you want, regardless of what the topic is. So I think there are just things, general things to kind of think about as far as you want to make sure that what you're doing is you're not using any copyright music or copyright sound. That's one big thing that YouTube will get you on. You can get a copyright strike or a copyright claim in terms of, so a claim is just basically if there's some sort of copyright music in the background and you're live streaming or you have a video in itself, um, YouTube will come back and say, hey, you don't have the rights for that song in order to play it. So you can't play it. So I would just keep in mind that kind of thing. So if you're streaming maybe at a game or if you're filming at a game, you just got to keep in mind when they play music over those speakers or that kind of thing, that either you mute that sound or you maybe insert a different song as far as when you're going back and editing. So yeah. Sorry, Normus. Does that kind of answer your question? I know that was a little all over the place. Yeah, so as far as claims, if someone does a cover of, so Sweetum's question is, for commercial music, what happens if someone does a cover? So yeah, you can definitely do a cover, as long as it's like, you know, even though you're doing a cover, it's your own version of the song. And as far as I know, they don't, YouTube won't throw a claim for that. So if you're covering the song, the music, you're changing a little bit, and obviously it's your voice versus what's heard on like a video or the audio of like the album, then I haven't heard of YouTube coming after people for that. So yeah, I think that's in the clear. I know there's a lot of channels out there where people sing and do different musical performances of covers. Um, so it really, I think it really is going to depend on, you know, what the song is and, you know, how long is it? Is it in the studio or is it just kind of playing like over the speaker? So I think in a more professional setting, you probably have a, excuse me, a better shot of not getting a copyright claim. So, but there are websites out there like Epidemic Sounds. If you wanted to use these copyrighted songs, you would basically just pay for a license. So a lot of these brands or the companies like an Epidemic Sound, what they'll do is they'll charge you a monthly rate, and then you can use whatever song that you want within their library, and then that way you connect your YouTube account to the Epidemic Sounds library, basically like your account. So your YouTube account knows that there's going to be licensing that you can use for whatever the song is. So yeah, so I think that would be safe as long as you're changing it enough to where you're not obviously using like an exact replica of the song itself. Like you probably couldn't lip sync it, you couldn't do that kind of thing with the actual music and the vocals playing in the background. But if you were doing it, performing it yourself, then I couldn't see that being a problem. Yeah, these are great questions, you guys. So definitely feel free to chime in and ask anything that you'd like to. Yeah, no problem. So Norbert asked, are there other copyright sound like artist uh, platforms that you can use in order to use, you know, copyright music that I'd recommend? So yeah, let me grab you a list real quick. I can post it here. So okay. Okay. Yep. So Norbert asked, is there is there like royalty free music? So YouTube actually does have a library of music, and it's royalty free, commercial free. It's not the best, and you know the selection isn't that great, and the searching and kind of the I guess the sorting, the filtering, all that isn't the best. So, and you're not gonna have like mainstream copyrighted songs, but excuse me, if you're just getting started and you need some kind of music to put in there, I think it's better than nothing. So okay, so the top ones that I would say would be audio.com with two eyes and Envato. So Envato Elements is another one. And the third one is far would be definitely Epidemic Sound. So I think those are the top ones. So there's a couple other ones in here, but I think they're probably the most well known. And Epidemic Sound is probably the most well known for getting a license and actually getting for using copyright music. So, yep. Yeah, Norbert. So is that why a lot of YouTubers use the same music? Yeah. Yep, definitely. So I'm sure a lot of these YouTubers all have the licenses for the Epidemic Sound. So that's probably why they're pulling it from the same place. Um, and it's not super expensive. So Epidemic Sound, let me see. Let's see. Let's see if we can find out how much it costs. I think it's like 20 or 25 bucks a month. Let's see. Okay. View pricing. Okay. Let's flip this around here. All right. So Epidemic Sound starts out by 10 bucks a month, it looks like. Or actually, if you want to pay monthly, it's what, $18 a month. And you can publish anywhere. You can monetize one channel per platform. And awesome. Thank you, Sweetums. And then, so you have personal. This is a personal level. Unlimited downloads, and you can access the Epidemic Sound mobile app. So then, if you wanted to do that, I'm sure that that's what the majority of the people use if you were going to pay monthly. So it's like 18 bucks a month. Then they also have commercial. So if you wanted to do multiple channels, it looks like you can monetize up to 3 channels per platform. And so really it's these only 2 options for if you wanted to get a license. So it looks like $18 a month or $60 a month. So I don't see why you need, unless you're doing multiple channels. I think the $18 a month is probably more than enough. And especially because it's unlimited downloads, you have access to the Epidemic Sound mobile app, and you can publish anywhere online, meaning whatever the platform is. So you can only monetize 1 channel per platform for the $18 a month. So if you had yeah. So Dragon Rider asks, can you start a YouTube channel for free and with your phone and still have a high quality channel? Yeah, absolutely. You definitely can. You can. So I think it's going to depend on more so the content than the actual quality. I mean, what you want to do is you want to make sure that um, so what I'm filming on right now, I'm just filming on my iPhone. It's an iPhone SE 2022, I think. So I just film when I do film like widescreen, like for long form videos, I'll do it, just make sure it's in 4K video. And then I have let me show you this. I have a webcam up here, and this is 1080p. So 1080p webcam up here. It's just a Logitech webcam. And I use that one more if I'm going to be doing like a screen share and I want to put my picture like in the bottom corner of the screen. So I would say Dragon Rider asked, is there a basic minimum equipment or software that you need? So I would say yes to start out, and it's all free. So I would say use your phone. If you have a smartphone, you can use that. And, obviously, I guess you need some sort of like a little tripod to just kind of hold your phone up. So that might cost something, but you can use your phone, flip it around, and use the back camera when you're filming. And don't forget, you want to flip it like landscape wise, because if you do it portrait, um, that's how it's going to show up on your video. So if you want to focus on YouTube Shorts, that's going to be anything less than 60 seconds. But anything greater than that, so if you have like how you're seeing me now in vertical, you can do it like this, and it'll show up on like as a long form video, but it's not going to fill the screen. So I would say the basic minimum equipment would be a phone, your smartphone, a tripod, and then something to really edit the videos. So video editing, that could be free. So you can use like iMovie if you're on a Mac. You could use DaVinci Resolve, which is what I use, also on a Mac or a PC, and then that's free. And then I would say Canva. So Canva is a video editing software that it gives you a free account. So I would definitely, those are the 3 things. So a phone, your tripod, and then a Canva account. And then video editing software. I mean, there is a learning curve on the video editing, but um, you can at least start in pumping out videos, and you can do zero, like literally basically no editing. So if you want to just start getting in the habit of like pumping out videos and getting more experience, actually like pumping them out, then I think I wouldn't worry about, because I used iMovie on the iPhone for I don't know. I mean, it was probably s- close to a year, I would say. I just use iMovie to edit and do a simple like cut, drag, move, that kind of thing. So that was what I did. So Dragon Rider asks, "What if you're older and not cool by today's standards?" Hey, I feel you. I absolutely feel you. Is there any space for older adults on YouTube? Yes, absolutely. There is. And I say that with extreme confidence because I've seen channels out there where folks are, in the label of being senior citizens and what is that, like mid to high 50s or 60s and above. um, People that are in a certain generation or even certain age range or that kind of thing, they want to watch people that are relatable to them. So you don't have to be, this teenager or 20 something that's dancing and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Um, you can share your life, you can share skills or hobbies or, whatever you like to do, baking. I mean, I've seen people share like books. I've seen people just share like do different things about their life. So yeah, there is absolutely no rules on what what kind of topic or what you should film to be successful. You can be successful doing a million things. So yeah, absolutely. I would say if you're considering starting a YouTube channel, Dragon Rider, absolutely. I would say for sure, just all it takes is for you to jump in and just give it a chance, and start, taking some action and learning. And ironically, I mean, obviously YouTube is a great place to learn too. So in terms of having free content out there, um, it's really all about, you kind of type in like what your question is to YouTube, and then, videos will pop up and help you. And I think for me, it's helped a lot actually be able to see and be able to find other YouTubers or people that I watch that I feel like are relatable. So yeah, absolutely. There's a community for everybody. Your people will find you. That's something that people would tell me early on, saying, "Don't worry about it. YouTube doesn't know who you are. You have a small channel. You can ask your family and friends and stuff to subscribe, but like you have to start just kind of pumping out videos in order for YouTube to find your perfect audience." So it takes time. It definitely takes time. I'm like a year and a half in, and I don't even know, I don't even feel that confident that YouTube has found my full potential audience, that kind of thing. So you just got to be patient and you have to not give up. So, yeah, those are great questions. Okay, so Norbert's asked, what about faceless YouTube channel options? Would people actually watch that? Yes. So that's otherwise known as YouTube automation, having a faceless channel. So what a lot of people do is you could do YouTube automation basically refers to the fact that people use AI tools in order to create the videos and create like a voiceover and the visuals in the background and just basically click a couple buttons, put a little script together, and then a video spits out. So that's one way about doing like a faceless channel. Another option would be actually physically having, you know, basically having you yourself. Let's flip this around so you guys can see. So, for example, if I was talking and you can hear me talking, but you can't see me, so I'm on the other side of the screen. So that's also an idea of a faceless channel. So if you were to have the camera like this and you were doing something down here by the monitor, that's also an option for having a faceless channel. Because if you don't want to show your face, but you want to talk or you want to do like a voiceover type thing, um, people absolutely watch that for sure. And it really just depends on what your niche is. So see that is cool. Sweetums, I didn't even think about that. So Sweetums said, personally, I love the channels where they read audiobooks. If you have the voice for reading an audiobook and just sitting there, and I think it can be a very calming zen like type of kind of just, you know, bringing it down type of experience. And It just, I think it's really cool to have somebody read something to you, that type of thing. So it just goes to show that there is a niche and there is, topics and channels for absolutely everyone. So don't discount what you think might be overrated or saturated or too much, that kind of thing. So, see, that's cool. Sometimes they're even better than the official audiobooks from the library. Yeah, that's just proof right there. That's proof that really there's no such thing as can I not find a place to fit in on YouTube. So there's literally anything you could think of, as long as you start, as long as you have enough courage to start and you keep going and you come up with different ways to keep it fresh as best you possibly can, then I think you can't fail. So these are really great questions, you guys. So definitely keep them coming if you have questions about anything as we're kind of going along. Um, so Norbert's asked, do you think you need SEO for YouTube to find you? I do, to a certain extent. I think, especially if you're just getting started, I really do think you need some sort of SEO, which is search engine optimization. So, in terms of putting in the keywords, we kind of talked about keywords with Answer the Public a little bit earlier. So, whether it be putting a keyword into your title, into your description, maybe using some different tags down below when you're uploading a video, I think all of those kind of go together to help YouTube basically kind of scour around and crawl and find out, okay, where do we think we should fit you with? What audience should we fit you? Um, and that is just a learning experience too. I mean, a learning kind of curve. So there's a ton of videos about SEO on YouTube. So you can just search around and kind of find, maybe like a beginner's guide to SEO. But I definitely do think, Orbits, yeah, you need some sort of SEO, at least at first, when you don't have any following and you barely have any subscribers. I think that's not a bad idea to really kind of dig in and get a little bit familiar with some sort of SEO to kind of help give YouTube a little push to kind of reach out and figure out who your audience might be or who your target audience is. So, yeah, definitely. So, Dragon Rider asks, how long would you try YouTube before you quit? I'm just gonna answer that personally. Or would you just pivot to a different niche? So for me personally, I would I would not give up because I know the power of YouTube. I know that you can make money on YouTube. I know you can reach people, you can help people, and you can help educate people, that kind of thing. And you can make somebody's day. It doesn't even have to be like a full-on entertainment channel. So for me, I wouldn't start YouTube to quit as far as that goes. I would just say, like you suggested, Dragon Rider, would you just pivot to a different niche? That's exactly what I would do. So if you're, I would say, I read or saw a video and like read this quote from Mr. Beast, and he basically gave his advice on what somebody should do if they're just starting out. And he said, what you do is you film 100 videos, 100 crappy videos, just horrible videos, because you don't know what you're doing, you don't know how to do it, you don't know how to edit, you don't know how to film, you don't know how to talk to the camera and all that kind of stuff. He said, do that, film 100 videos, and then you can get started on YouTube technically. So basically, what that means is you try to get a little bit better with every video that you film. Don't expect this huge audience. Don't expect, this crazy return, this money just flooding in. So, hey, well, do you watch Alston Godbold? No, never heard of them. Nope. What do they do, or what kind of what is their channel about? Yeah, so Dragon Rider, I would definitely pivot to a different niche. And I know like there's YouTubers that I watch that have done that, that have started out as a certain type of channel, and maybe after uploading X amount of videos, however many that is, they either went to a totally different niche or they did like a sub niche within what they're already doing. So there's nothing that says you can't change your niche, you can't change your channel name, um, that kind of thing, like the title of your channel. So, oh, okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, no, I haven't heard of them. They do affiliate marketing. Okay, that's cool. So, do you know about, do you want to learn about affiliate marketing, or have you learned some stuff from them, from that channel? Yeah, Sweetums. So the comment was, I watch a mukbanger who started out as with ASMR videos, and his channel took off after a collab. Yeah, absolutely. You never know when something is gonna just hit the algorithm right, or you're gonna find a little subset of your audience. And yeah, I do agree. So, hey, young saint, how you doing? We're talking about starting a YouTube channel here. We have a how to make money online 30-day challenge going on. Yeah, Sweetum says. So I think it's also a matter of persistence in order to get lucky. I agree to a certain extent. I think being persistent, being consistent in terms of whatever that means to you individually, and just basically not giving up. So there's going to be a lot of lows, and a lot of frustrations, and you just got to keep pushing forward. And it's really disheartening sometimes, waking up seeing no new subscribers, that kind of thing, no engagement, no interaction, that type of thing. But you got to just keep going, depending on how badly you want this. If you want it to work, it'll work. Yeah, so young saying, we talk about affiliate marketing, not necessarily trading on this channel, but we do definitely talk about affiliate marketing. Yeah, so we had a video on day one of this 30-day challenge that talked about all about affiliate marketing. And there's a ton of videos. So if you want to hang around, definitely feel free to subscribe and um, come hang out with us on this 30-day challenge. So we're going live for the next, what day are we on? 7 days. So what is that? I'm like horrible at math. 30 minus 7, 23. 23 days. So every day for the next 23 days we'll be live. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where you know, you can definitely start with a certain topic or a certain niche, and then there's nothing that says you can't pivot and you can't just totally rearrange everything down. Thank you, Sweetums. Appreciate it. So I think it's one of those things where, you know, just to give you guys an idea, like the point of this whole challenge is not to get super in depth with every single topic, and to show like a ton of examples and that kind of thing. It's really just to scratch the surface and introduce people to these different ways to make money online, kind of like more of like a high level overview. And think about, maybe you want to try whatever this is, whatever the business model is that we're talking about. So it's really all about introducing these different things that you may not have heard of before. So, we've talked about affiliate marketing, we've talked about drop shipping, we talked about blogging, print on demand. Those are just some of the topics we've talked about so far. Um, and we have a ton of them coming up. So, like, for example, tomorrow we're going to be talking about podcasting. So, creating a podcast, that sort of thing. Hey, Norbert's. Okay, so Norbert's asked, does investing so much time to YouTube feel fun to you, or is it more of a grind? So I got to be honest, it's a little of both, to be honest. When you have certain goals, I think it can be, for me, it can feel like a grind, but at the same time, it's a good feeling of, okay, I'm really working towards my goal, and I really want this to work. So no matter what, I'm going to see, you know, the channel not do well, and then maybe the next day it'll get some more views and it'll go back down and that kind of thing. So I think it's important to be not just consistent, but also have the right mindset of, do I want to succeed? And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to succeed for sure. And that should be your guys' mindset too, if you want to try this. So, but it definitely is fun overall, Norbits. Yeah, definitely fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. So, oh, no worries. Well, so yeah, Elson Goal Godbolt is, let's see, learn general stuff about affiliate marketing niche, has some good creators, but you have to filter out what is good info and recycled word salad. Same for MMO. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Or whoa, you're spot on. Exactly. You got to figure out, okay, what is the same old crap that people are telling you? But if you find like a common theme that people are saying, there's got to be some kind of truth to that, right? I mean, if people are suggesting the same things and maybe just in a different way, they're talking about it in a different way, you know? So, Sweetums, I love it when we generally help people on these lives and encourage them to start something new. I do too. It's so cool. Like, we've had people on the lives like Sweetums. We had what, somebody from New Zealand a couple of days ago, and just all over, like people from Europe, people from I think South America. It's so cool to get people together from all over the place. So that's awesome, Young Saint. So I really appreciate you sticking around. It means a lot. Thank you for giving me a chance and hanging out. I mean, the channel is definitely not all about the lives. So I have, before I started this live challenge, 7 days ago, there's over 200 videos on the channel. So definitely feel free to check it out. How to make money online. No way. Are you really from New Zealand? Grant and Shirley, that's so cool. That's awesome. That is so cool. And you're living in the Philippines. That is awesome. Thank you so much for your support. I really, really appreciate it. Yep. Yeah, thank you guys. Cool. Well, welcome. Welcome, young saint from Nigeria. That's so cool. I love it. Yep. That's right. That's so cool. Very, very cool, Grant and Shirley. I love that. That's very cool. So so you guys are in New Zealand. That's very cool. We were actually talking to the woman the other day about Hobbiton and just the gorgeous, gorgeous landscape and just the beautiful scenery out there. Whoa says, what have you found from live streaming as compared to making? You know what? I mean, I honestly, with the live streams, I feel like I get more views through the live streams than I do with the long form videos, and that's kind of why I feel like maybe YouTube hasn't found my audience in a sense, or fully found the audience because pumping out these videos and I'm like, well, where's all the views? You know what I mean? And so I would start with like 15 to 20-minute videos like early on in the channel, and then it kind of graduated to, okay, here we are now. We're at like 8 to 10 minute videos for the long forms, and then now I've like cut that down even further, so it's like 3 to 5 minute videos because the retention is just not there. Like for whatever reason, people aren't watching as long. I mean, I feel like it's good, high quality content. So I apologize, Grant and Shirley. I know you said that you guys are living in the Philippines, and I asked if you were in New Zealand. Sorry, I read that and I was trying to keep up with the chat. Hey, Michael Sam, how you doing? Thank you so much for coming back and hanging out. Yeah, I definitely remember you. Thank you. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. So Dragon Rider says, so it's a higher return on investment time-wise to do lives as a new channel. Dragon Rider, yes, I definitely would. I definitely would. If there's something that I could have done sooner, I definitely would have done lives sooner in my YouTube journey. I started in February. February 1st of 2023 is when I really started taking it seriously. So yeah, I definitely would have done the vertical lives. Um, I would have mixed it in more, I think, when I'm doing the long forms, you know. Yeah. Yeah, Michael Sam, you found it. You found it. So, did you get Michael, did you get a notification that we were going live? I'm just curious. Did it let you know we were going live? So Norbert's asked, does anyone have a YouTube channel? Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious if you guys have anything out there. I mean, we definitely love to, you know, being a part of this community means we obviously help each other out and we love to support one another. And so, hey, Dragonmire, there is nothing wrong with being boring. Seriously, like I'm not even kidding. It's awesome. You're good. You just find something that you love talking about, and you can do it. You absolutely can do it. Whoa, that's awesome. I'm sorry. I actually used the word "whoa" in you know talking. So when I see that that's your name, I'm like, oh, that's actually the name. So yeah, you definitely start a new one for sure. I mean, it's all about experimenting, right? Oh, that's very cool. Grand Shirley, it's so cool to hear that you guys definitely want to help out as well. And you guys, you do in real life live streaming as well. That's awesome. Do you enjoy it? Do you guys enjoy it, Grand Shirley? Yeah, whoa, that is cool. Making documentaries. That's awesome. People watch that for hours and hours and hours. I mean, I watch it too with my family, so I love that kind of content. Absolutely. No, you're good. Whoa, you were absolutely good. It is all good. You don't need to apologize. I just see it like as a chat, and then I'm like, I keep thinking it's like somebody typing the word "whoa" and then putting in their comment. It's all good. No worries. I love that. That's so cool. Seriously, like, you know, on these lives, we definitely we don't typically we don't, you know, YouTube is pretty strict about like, you know, sharing links and that kind of thing, but um if you guys definitely like um if you have a link to your channel, Grant and Shirley, that you want to throw out there, absolutely. You know, we one of our mods, Sweetums is one of our mods, and we definitely try to be as strict as humanly possible because as you can imagine, you guys know, there's a lot of spam, a lot of crap out there. But Grant and Shirley, if you guys want to throw your channel link in here just to get it out there, yeah, we'd love to check it out. I just love being able to like support one another, you know. Yeah, you're welcome. Absolutely. You're welcome. So anybody who might be interested that's watching this or watching the replay is going to be able to check out your channel. I just love one of the things that I love the most, I think, about seeing people do these real life kind of, you know, whether it be a live or whether it be, you know, kind of like a POV through their own eyes in different countries, is you get to see what it's really like and you get to actually kind of look through their eyes in a sense of and feel a little more connected. So if you've never been to that place before, then, you know, you're able to actually kind of see what it's like, and you're not doing it through like, you know, this crazy celebrity entourage kind of thing where, you know, you have millions of dollars in camera equipment. It's like this is the raw truth about where we live and that kind of thing. So I think that's going to be extremely popular, and um, just keep doing what you guys are doing. Nice. Whoa, so you're thinking about making a documentary on urbanism. That's super cool. So do you have locations that you might want to kind of focus on, or That's very cool, Grand Shirley. Yeah, showing the real Philippines. Absolutely. And there's actually a couple of channels that my wife watches that surround that follow individuals in Trinidad and Tobago. So just being able to like see the local food, the local cuisine, the culture, the people, the traditions. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I think that really attracts people to it being real. So it doesn't matter. You don't need to have the fanciest equipment. You don't need to have like feel like you need to have everything in line and everything set up. Um, Being real, being authentic, and just trying, just giving it your best, trying your best, I think is all you can ask for. And I think you'd be surprised at how successful you can be just being real. Yeah, we really appreciate that, Grant Shirley. I just want to show you guys. So, um, a lot of people ask, like, if we have any kind of group or mentorship or anything like that. We actually don't, but we do have a free Facebook group. So, if you guys are interested, I mean, that's kind of the best way to kind of reach out to us, um, or me, reach out to me. It's free, no strings attached, and definitely like, you know, being like the admin or whatever, I make sure that there's no like, kind of garbage in there. So that's probably the best way and the quickest way to kind of reach out and ask questions and stuff if you guys want to check that out. So it's very slow. I mean, I'm still building it, but I want to make sure the right people are definitely in and involved because it's all about helping one another. And I don't want it to be people in there trying to spam, and do this and do that. The typical stuff that annoys all of us in these groups, especially on Facebook. So that's awesome. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so that's a great place. I mean, it's public, so obviously anybody really can join. But if you guys have any questions, definitely feel free to ask, to post, that kind of thing. Um, I'd love to have you guys in there, and that way I can be more of like a one-on-one thing. Like I can actually, type it. I mean, the live stream is not bad, but it's a little bit easier, I think, because it's a little structured. So if you have specific questions, we can kind of talk that way. And then really, it's about helping others. So if somebody comes across a question or the post that you guys might have and see our replies, that's only going to help other people. So, which is cool. I mean, because that's a goal, right? That's a goal of the whole thing. So that's awesome. How long have you guys, Grant and Shirley, how long have you guys been doing your channel for? Yeah, so Norbert asks, how would you grow your channel and subscribers? So I think, I kind of hate to keep using the term being consistent, but I think in a sense, you have to keep uploading content to keep it as fresh as you possibly can. That definitely helps grow the channel. Um, and as you kind of keep producing content and, you know, making sure that your titles and the thumbnails are really engaging, you really want to stop somebody from scrolling and be able to click on your video. So the I think the thumbnail is a really key part of that as far as keeping that you know somebody engaged. Yeah, definitely. Well, you're right. Maybe through SEO too. Definitely. So that's kind of more like on the back end side for YouTube itself. But as far as if somebody's scrolling, you really want to have like a really eye popping, as much as you can, thumbnail and title. So something that is super descriptive, that actually tells you what the video is about. Um, I know some of these people online tell you you need to have like some kind of emotion in the thumbnail or some sort of, I guess, some sort of way to like connect with people. So I think there's a bunch of different ways to do that. There's no right way or wrong way. I think people have been successful without using SEO, um, but it's just a matter of, back to what Sudams was saying, like, do you get lucky and does YouTube pick it up or that kind of thing? So it's really a matter of, kind of being at the right place at the right time as far as, having your channel have it be like kind of more exposed, or getting more of the exposure. Yeah, so Dragon Rider asked, what about shorts versus long form videos? Which one is more worth it to spend your time on? So to be honest, for me, I personally think long form only because if your end goal is monetization on YouTube, um, YouTube doesn't pay very much for like shorts, depending on what your niche is. So I would probably focus more of my efforts on the long form videos. And I think that's long form is more of a way to build a community. It might be like a lot slower to build your channel and build a community, but I think that's more of a way to kind of I think have engagement and have people reach out and actually feel like they're a part of the experience rather than like really short clips. Because I think when you're keeping someone's attention for, 15, 20, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, I mean, you're not really kind of gripping them with your content because it's such short content. So if it was me, and this is what I do, I focus on long form content. It's definitely more worth it, in my opinion, to spend time on long form. So, oh, cool. Okay. So Grant Shirley said, I have a YouTube channel since 2005 and not used it much until 2017 when we went to Vietnam. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, there's nothing. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's all about on your own time. Okay. So Woe says, what do you think about personal brand versus faceless brand? So I mean, honestly, like, I kind of feel like there might be more of a connection. There might be more of a connection to a personal brand rather than a faceless brand, only because if you're trying to do it for the long haul and you really want to try to build up your brand, if you're the face of it, even if you don't want to show your face, just being like talking in the background, doing a voiceover, or like flipping the screen around so you can hear your voice, I think is there's something to be said for that in terms of, not using AI just for the vocals for the vocal tone. So I would definitely say personal brand. That would be my opinion. Hey, Michael. So I don't. So are you talking about shares like for investing, that kind of thing, like investing shares? So I don't do as much, um, like on investing, but there is a couple of videos, primarily around like ETFs and some videos about like Robinhood and starting to get into investing. So yeah, if you'd like to check it out, definitely search on the channel for the word investing, and I think there's a couple of videos that might pop up. But again, if you want to join that YouTube Facebook group, you're more than welcome to, and we can talk a little more, kind of, I guess, one to one as far as that goes. So other people can learn too. So yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, so Sweetum says, I've watched YouTubers who started out faceless, and as they grow their audience, they eventually showed their face. Yep, I've seen that too, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. As far as um, starting out by not showing your face, talking, and then, oh, Michael, you don't have to post your number. That's okay. Just if you want, you can join that Facebook group. That's it. Because I don't want any of your personal information. So you can just join this Facebook group. Yeah, definitely don't give any numbers out because nothing ever goes away on the internet. So yeah, you can join that Facebook group. It's public, so that's an easier way to do it. And then you can just post whatever your questions are, and I'd be happy to help answer anything. So yeah, yeah, you're welcome. So okay, yep, absolutely. Sweetums is right. Guard your privacy. Definitely, even if it's like a WhatsApp number, that kind of thing. We definitely don't want to have any of that stuff floating around. So the best way to be as private as you possibly can, but still kind of interact and engage is definitely through that public group. And we do our best to keep the spam and like kind of the riffraff, so to speak, out. So yes. So Norbert's asked, have you had to deal with negative reviews and comments? So I have, thankfully not too many, but yeah, usually if there's a negative comment or a review, what I'll do is I will reply to the comment if it's on a YouTube video. and just kind of maybe get some more understanding. Usually it's some flyby person that wants to just kind of type something nasty and they got nothing better to do. But I try to at least interact and engage with what it is, and that way I can kind of get a sense of like, was it something about me or the video or the content that you didn't like that I could improve for the future? Or was it just somebody being an idiot and just saying some, I mean, if there's something that's really adult, raunchy, kind of like inappropriate stuff, I'll definitely hide the comment or hide the whatever somebody said. But for the most part, I keep everything on the channel as far as like comments goes, as long as it's just some sort of like criticism or something like that. Um, so I'm always down for constructive criticism for sure. Okay, so Dragon Rider asked, does it really help YouTubers to watch the ads that appear before a video? Yeah, it does actually. So if you have a YouTuber that is you like them, you relate to them, you enjoy their content, that is a way that if you watch the ad, basically what that does is that allows for that YouTuber to get money from that ad revenue. And I can't exactly tell you how much because it really depends on the the niche and a lot of different things. But yeah, if you have a YouTuber that you really like and you respect and you like what they do, then definitely if you can watch their ads as much as you can, I think that's definitely helpful to them. Yeah, it definitely is. So okay, Woe asks, what is an upcoming trend that you're seeing on YouTube? Ironically, TikTok shop affiliate is something that has been like blowing up all over the place. And I know it's not necessarily like YouTube, but it's like YouTube videos about TikTok shop affiliates. So basically, like another way to make money, you could use it as like a side hustle. The only catch is you need 5,000 followers on YouTube on TikTok in order to even apply for that program. But I heard some rumors that YouTube might bring that over, that kind of thing. So like if you're watching a video, like a shorts video, there could be like a little pop up or like a little blurb that says um, shop, the word shop. So if you click on that and you were to able to like make a purchase, then the content creator would get a cut of that, whatever the whatever the cut was. So or whatever the product was. So yeah, definitely. I mean that's definitely something that's blowing up all over the place. I think it's on the surface it's good and it's positive, but it does take it does take some um, some what is it like? I guess time and energy to kind of build up a following on TikTok before you can even do that. So, yep, absolutely. Sweetum says it's even blown up on TikTok. Yep, TikTok shop. Yep. Okay, so Dragon Rider asks, what's more useful, number of subscribers or number of views? I heard subscriber count doesn't really matter. That's true, Dragon Rider, in my personal opinion, because theoretically, I mean, views equals more watch time, theoretically on paper. So really watch time is how people eventually get paid through like ads and that kind of thing. So theoretically, the more subscribers you have, that you would like that to kind of directly correlate to the more views and people stay on your videos longer kind of thing. But yeah, I would say subscriber count really doesn't matter that much. I mean, except for when you're trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers, then it does matter. But really, anything above 1,000 is really just kind of like a vanity metric. So, but if it correlates to more watch time, then that's kind of where I think it comes into play. But that's pretty much it. So, yeah, Woe says, oh, that'd be an amazing feature. Hopefully, YouTube thinks about it. I know, definitely that would be cool. So, I'm not sure how they're gonna kind of set that up, but so I'm gonna go refill my drink real quick. So, I'll be right back, you guys. It won't take more than like a minute or two. So, I'll be right back. Hang tight. If you got a jet, it's all good, but I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you for your patience. Just had to refill. My throat's getting dry here. Sorry, guys. I'm just catching up on the comments. So, Norbert's asked, what about sponsorships? I've seen YouTubers with the same number of subscribers and content, and some have a hard time getting sponsorships, and some have huge sponsorships, like Lululemon and Kohl's. Wow, that's crazy. Awesome. Okay, so Woe asked, have you used Threads lately? I watched a creator that showed it can be better than Instagram in some cases for getting web traffic, and it's under the radar. You know what? For me personally, well, I haven't used Threads um, actually at all. So that might be something to kind of think about, maybe an additional method, to for content creation. Yeah, so in the technology field. So, yep. So started out, I've always been in the States. Started out kind of doing like, kind of like desktop support stuff, that kind of thing. And then kind of moved more into like, kind of back end server stuff. So, yep. Yeah. There's always something going on, with that field. So I'm having such a good time with you guys hanging out, and I'm so happy that everybody's kind of hanging out and chatting and stuff. Yep, exactly. Whoa, yep, like an MSP. Yep. Oh, that's super cool. Very cool, Grant Shirley. So Norbert's asked the question. So do you know why some people could easily get sponsorships and why some can't? Is there a best practice for securing sponsorships? So I would say, to be honest, I think a lot of it may have to do with the actual influence, or maybe like the view count, if or not view but like subscriber count. Because I know sometimes brands will actually approach content creators depending on what niche they're in, as far as to try to build some sort of a relationship with them, not just on YouTube, but also like across Instagram, mainly Instagram, YouTube, and then TikTok. But I would say, if you're a smaller channel, in order to secure a sponsorship, I think the best thing you can do is honestly probably reach out to some of your brands, some of your favorite brands, some ones that you think, hey, I could really benefit. We could do a collaboration, and I think we'd both benefit from this, like a brand deal or a sponsorship. So I think there's nothing wrong with actually reaching out and actually trying to secure thing, or to negotiate. The worst thing he could tell you is no, right? So I think it's worth it to actually try to reach out. Grant Shirley, I wish you a lot of a lot of luck and a lot of success in for your bachelor's degree in IT. Hey Norbert, so what's an MSP? I think if Woe or is talking about what I think it is, managed service provider. Yep. So basically, it's like a third-party company that remotely manages like an IT infrastructure kind of thing. Yeah, well, I agree. So one of the biggest obstacles I think to content creation is inaction for sure. I mean, I think there's a lot of excuses that are really easy just to kind of come up with in terms of, oh, I don't want to do it today because of this, this, and this. Um, so to be honest, I mean, part of this 30-day challenge for me was really a challenge in itself to me to see, could I do this? Could I go live for 30 days straight and not have my voice uh, deteriorate? And I got to remember Sweetum suggested honey and lemon. I keep forgetting that. Um, so it was like a two-part. So I wanted to be able to share this information and teach people some of these new business models that they may not have heard of, or maybe you just aren't really sure of it. But um, I know I need to take that seriously. Um, so yeah, really, it was all about, and besides that, it was about actually being able to, can I do it live for 30 days? Like literally hop on the live stream for 30 days. And so here we are, we're at day 7. We're talking about YouTube, ironically. And yeah, I think it's going good. I mean, I feel like, I don't know, like the views and kind of like the interactions has been really good. I think overall the views has kind of been like an ebb and flow of having people join whatever. But so for example, the first day we did it, um, oh, thank you so much, Grant and Shirley. I really appreciate that. Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you. So I'll give you guys kind of like an example of like a real world statistic or like stats. So we started on Wednesday, June 12th, right? We talked about affiliate marketing. Oh, thank you, Norbits. I really appreciate that. So Wednesday, June 12th, we got about 764 views. And then Thursday, what did we talk about this? Blogging. So blogging was the second topic that we talked about. And then we got 1,100 views on that. And then the next day we did, I think it was drop shipping, and we got 840 views. And then the next day, I can't remember the topic, but we're back up to 1,000. So like, it was kind of going like that. And now, so Sunday we were at about 754 views. Yesterday we were at 498. So I think it really depends on the day of the week, and it depends on what the topic is and who happens to like catch it. So early on, I was doing lives that weren't part of this challenge, and we would test out, okay, should I go live 7, 8, 9 p.m. local time, my time? And we'd get a good mix of people. But then I wanted to test it out. Okay, well, what if we pushed it up a little bit, maybe 4, 5, 6 p.m., like around dinner time ish? And it was kind of hit or miss. So it's really about trying to find, I don't think there's a perfect time, like sweet spot every single day, but I think it's just something you have to kind of play with, as far as like when you go live. Wo says, I think I know a hack to beat inaction. Now you mention your 30-day challenge. That's its intention. What do you put behind your intention into the other part? Into is the other part of the key behind discipline and growth mindset. Yep. I couldn't agree more. Whoa, for sure. I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. Really? I can't even talk. Absolutely. Definitely. So having the intent and having the actual knowing why you're doing something and actually focusing on it and wanting to be successful and in a sense challenging yourself with something. So I think it's definitely a testament to how far are you willing to take it? Are you willing to do whatever it takes to get this done, and to accomplish this goal? And so I'm hopeful that, you know, obviously at the end of the 30 days, I would love to have more people, join this community and, you know, be closer to, some of the goals about like monetization and that kind of thing. But I mean, that's not the end all to be all. It's all about, how can I do it? Can I survive doing, the next 23 days of doing lives every day, and not just with the voice, but you know, trying to keep up the energy as best I can, and not come here and be like, oh, you know, just being like dragged down, that kind of thing. I mean, there's no point of going live if you're not going to have some sort of energy, because nobody's going to want to watch you if you're just like kind of slouching around, you know. So that's awesome. Sweetums, I know they really appreciate that, and that's so cool. And I'm gonna do the same thing as soon as we get off this live. I'm gonna subscribe to your guys' channel too. That way I can kind of see and follow you guys and see where your adventures take you. So Dragon Rider asked, "Have you ever done collabs with other channels?" I haven't. I have not. I would love to. I would absolutely love to. Um, a lot of fellow, I guess, people in the finance or the make money online kind of niche or space. Um, a lot of them have like their bigger accounts, meaning like um, hundreds of thousands of followers or millions. So it's like, I'm this little kind of fish swimming in the sea here, and nobody notices this little channel. So um, it's really all about trying to find other smaller channels that you can try to collab with. And I've been looking around. I've been trying to reach out to different people, and so far I haven't had any luck. But um, anybody out there in the finance space, how to make money online, if you see this, if you happen to see it, reach out to me. I'd love to do a collab. So I'm totally open. It would be awesome. So yeah, I'm totally down. I mean, I love being able to, meet new people and be able to reach, and kind of cross the audiences, that kind of thing. So yeah, you know what? You don't. You actually really don't. So Dragon Rider's question was, do you necessarily have to collab with people in your niche? You don't. You definitely don't. But I think, for example, like, kind of more of the financial make money niche. I just don't know, like, you know, how well received that would be for like an automotive kind of niche, or like maybe an eating or a cooking thing, or, so yeah, it's definitely one of those things where I think the opportunities to collab and almost kind of merge the two audiences, I think is super exciting to think about. Um, I guess my only fear would be like whoever, we go to collab with, like with their audience, like give a crap about, what we're talking about. Yeah. Yep. Dragon Raider, that's pretty spot on. So unless, if you do a collab and then you get more subscribers and people are actually into it, so yeah, that could also be something. I mean, I think um right on. Well, I don't think I've ever heard of either one of those, Plain Bagel or Legal Eagle. But yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with, trying to do the collab. I think you probably have a better shot, or I would imagine you would probably confuse the algorithm more if you create content yourself that's not necessarily has to do with your niche versus doing a collab. So I'm thinking, because if a collab is like a one-off thing, or maybe do it once or twice or whatever, but I don't think that a collab in itself would kind of throw off the algorithm. I would think you'd probably have to publish like way different content, than you're normally doing on your channel, excuse me, in order to kind of throw off the algorithm, kind of thing. Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah, Woe says though the big creators since it relates to the stock market. Right on. That's cool. So are they like creators with like millions each? Holy moly. Yeah, isn't that crazy, Norbits? Like seriously, like I when you said those names, I was like, who is that? I haven't heard of either one of those. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean, it just goes to show like if you kind of, you know, yeah, I mean, definitely for sure. Like speaking from like the real world, like the algorithm is not thrown any of those, um, like any either one of those creators. They haven't thrown either one of those creators in any of my algorithms, so I haven't seen either of those guys. Dang, 3.2 mil and 500K. Seriously, those are legit numbers. That's awesome. Can you imagine just getting a tiny, tiny, tiny sliver, a tiny sliver of those viewers with a channel like? So I think we're up to like about 1,863 subscribers. So, which I mean, for me, I'm like celebrating. I'm like, that's awesome. I'm like, I can see it. We're getting close to the 2,000 mark, like 2K. Where are we at? So, and that was actually, just so you guys know, like that was one of my goals for the end of the challenge. By the end of the challenge, to cross that 2,000 subscriber mark. So, what is that? 147, give or take. My math isn't the best, so yeah, that was also one of my goals to you know reach that 2,000 subscriber mark. So it's really all about like I yep, that's insane, Orbits, right? So he's already making legal lawyer money. Yep, thank you, I really appreciate that. That is so cool, Grant and Shirley. That's so cool. We're literally like right with each other. That's awesome. Whoa, yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Absolutely. You want to get to 1K, just keep grinding, keep pumping out content. I mean, to be honest, I don't know about you guys, but I thought I would never hit 1K. It was like, oh man, I was sitting there like hovering in the threes and then the 500s, and I'm like halfway. And then I was like hovering in the sixes and the eights, and eventually I just got that little push, and then thankfully, um, I think I hit 1,000 around April, the beginning of April of this year. So that's right. That's right. That's absolutely right. And it's so interesting because it's kind of like, when you do a collab with somebody, you're thinking in your mind, like as a creator, you're like, yeah, I definitely want to do a collab with somebody who obviously has more subscribers, so I can like increase my base. But like honestly, if you get subscribers but they're not going to watch your channel, I mean that's kind of like, I mean, in my eyes, kind of pointless, right? I mean, you want people to subscribe to actually watch your content to connect with you, but um, I think it's just as valuable to connect with somebody who's basically on the same level. But if you have loyal followers and subscribers and a community, then I think that's just as powerful, if not more powerful, I think, than having a bunch of people subscribe but don't watch your content. But if you have people like waiting for whatever the new video is and really engaging and talking and that kind of thing, I think that is definitely more powerful than having just here's 1,000 subs but nobody watches. Yeah, Dragon Rider. So for me, I started the channel actually in 2020, but didn't do anything with it. It literally sat just dormant until February 1st of last year, 2023. And it took me from February of 2023 to April of 2024. So that's a year and 2 months. A year and 2 months. It took me to get 1,000 subscribers. Yep. So it's really all about like the actual journey of I know people that have 2, 3, 4,000 subscribers and they're not monetized. So it just proves that just because you have the numbers of subscribers, it doesn't mean that people are actually watching your videos in a sense. Hey Norbits, yeah. So was there a specific video that pushed you over, or you just all your content? Yeah, there is a specific video I think that really helped. So I have one video on the channel. It's about Pinterest affiliate marketing, and it hit the right place at the right time. As a long form video for me, this is my number one success on the channel. It's got like 16,000 views. That's the best video that I have on the channel, period. End of story. I'm just happy that it's a long form video. Um, it's really died down and slowed down a lot, like as far as like the watch time and the views, but like that definitely was part of like the catalyst to really get the subscribers. I think I got something like 500 or 600 subscribers from that one video, which was insane, bonkers. Yeah. Whoa. So I'm gonna give you a little advice. So here's what I did, right? So um, thank you, Sweetums. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys want to check out that video, the one that pushed me over the edge, as far as like really catapulted the channel in a small sense, but big for me, Sweetums posted that link about Pinterest affiliate marketing. So, whoa, here's my advice. So I understand not wanting to spend money on like graphics card and buying expensive editing software, that kind of thing. I don't think you have to do that, right? You don't need all that fancy stuff, at least not right now, right? So what I did, I mean, I kind of told you guys I'm using my iPhone. Um, yeah, yeah, that one's definitely my crown jewel for sure. Um, so I'm using my iPhone. I'm filming on my iPhone, and the editing software I'm using works on Mac and PC, and it's free. It's called DaVinci Resolve, and it's literally one of the editing softwares that's like used in cinematic movies. So it's one of those like, I mean, it's legitimate editing software. There is a little bit of a learning curve, but it's totally free, no strings attached. There is a studio version, so one that's a little more, I guess, kind of gives you even more features, but the one that's free is like far and wide more than what you're needing, at least for like the starting out, that kind of thing. So I was using iMovie on the Mac on the desktop or laptop, whatever, but I wanted something a little more kind of like verbose and more features and a little more kind of like it packed a punch a little more. So that's why I moved over to DaVinci Resolve. But I love it. I love DaVinci Resolve. Excuse me. After using it for a couple months, it's really helped as far as like the editing with the sound effects and the transitions. And there's a lot of kind of templates and things pre-existing tools that you can use. Yes, Norbits, it is. Yep, Black Magic Design. Yep, that's the company. And it's really funny actually. So I started hearing about DaVinci Resolve. There's a channel. Um, oh, thank you, Sweetums. There's a channel that my wife watches about an individual playing um, Animal Crossing, and what she uses to edit her videos is DaVinci Resolve. And so I just watched a video one day on her channel about some basic stuff about DaVinci Resolve, and the rest is history. So that was it. I mean, it was just like done. I mean, that was what kind of sold me. If a video game channel, like somebody playing a video game, could use this to edit, and her videos all look really professional, in my opinion, because um, she had her little, kind of box of her face, in the corner, and she would live stream her playing the game or whatever, and that really drew me in. Like, wow, it looks really good, and I could probably take some of those elements and use it for like doing tutorials and, doing it in the space that I'm doing. So, yeah, that was really kind of like the thing that pushed me over in a good way. So, I just want to take a minute to say how awesome you guys have been. Like, seriously, you got, I, I, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I mean, you guys have stuck with us here for like, I don't know, almost an hour. I don't know what it is, but um, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. And I really appreciate you, and I really hope you'll come back and hang out. We're doing obviously 23 more live streams, but I just want to say thank you for the time and the attention, the respect, and just being here. So it means a lot to me, and I really appreciate it. So Norbert's asked, is it easier than iMovie? So I think iMovie is easier than DaVinci Resolve, to be honest, because it's really basic. iMovie is pretty basic, pretty standard, like editing software. Like there's not much to it. Like you have a basic timeline, and then you can kind of do your cuts and stuff. So it's a very, very beginner friendly. iMovie is, and DaVinci Resolve is to a certain extent, but there's a bigger learning curve, I think. Awesome, Dragon Rider. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That means a lot. And there's one other thing I wanted to mention. So I know you guys know already, but this channel is not monetized. We're definitely working towards our goals, but there's a couple different ways if you guys, feel, you know, inclined to support us. At the very top of this chat, there is a pinned comment. We have Buy Me a Coffee. There's Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, the whole works. I always hate that part, but I figured, you know, you gotta, if you don't really sell yourself and kind of put yourself out there, um, nobody's gonna do that. So just want to throw that out there. Also for the replay, if you're watching the replay and you happen to catch this and you appreciate, the conversation and, interacting with us and the tips and the tricks, then definitely consider, you know, that's the best way to help support us, besides subscribing to the channel. So I really appreciate it. Yeah, Norbert's no problem. So the question is, what do you use to make your thumbnails? So for my thumbnails, I use Canva. So I pay for Canva Pro. There is a free version of Canva, but I pay for Canva Pro. It's about $119 a month, not a month, sorry, $119 a year. And that's one of the tools that I do pay for, that it literally pays for itself every single day because I'm in it every single day. And I love it. It's so easy to use, drag and drop features, templates, fonts, everything. But just going into it, you got to know that it's not this hardcore Photoshop or Illustrator editing software, but for what it does and what it's worth, I think it's absolutely worth it. So yeah, whoa, for sure. If you end up joining that Facebook group, man, definitely let me know. Let me know what you think about DaVinci, for sure. So there is definitely a learning curve, but that's okay. Yeah, what's funny is I tried to talk to Canva, Norbits, about doing a sponsorship, and they actually don't talk to anybody unless you have 5,000 subscribers. So yeah, that was kind of a downer bummer moment, but what can you do? That's kind of their rules, or their deal. So yep. So I'm like, okay, well, add that to the list of goals. So oh, thank you so much, Grant Shirley. I really appreciate that. Yeah, and honestly, like anytime you guys have any questions, please feel free to just post anything in there. So um, you could just write a post, ask a question, and I'm more than happy to, chat with you guys, interact. And so however you want to do it, questions, it's all good. There's no stupid questions ever. So yeah, isn't that crazy? Well, 5,000 subscribers is pretty nuts. I mean, I can understand they don't want just anybody, being like a sponsor, but yep. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I really try to, you know, look at everything as positive as I possibly can, even though there's days where you're like kind of down in the dumps. You're like, oh, I wish I didn't meet this goal yet, or I did meet this goal or whatever. But you just got to keep pushing forward. And I try to do that as best I can, and stay as positive as possible. So I know that's the most important part of this whole thing is the mindset, and just keep going. And, like I always tell, this community live streams, um, in the long form videos, like your community will find you eventually. So, oh, thank you, Wo. I appreciate that. Yeah, your community will find you. So as long as it takes, it's all good. So Norbert asks, is your ultimate goal to be a full-time YouTuber? I definitely think that would be awesome, honestly. Oh, thank you. Whoa, really appreciate it. I definitely think that would be awesome to be a full-time YouTuber. Um, Mainly to have like the freedom to kind of go and do things as I want, and that kind of thing. More of like hanging out with family and visiting and stuff. So I think more of the freedom of time is like really what is the allure for me for being a YouTuber. Um, Not the money. I'm not about material junk, that kind of thing. So um, paying the bills, doing that kind of thing, and really just the freedom of time. So. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. You guys too. I'm super stoked to see you guys grow. So, anytime you guys do any kind of videos about Filipino food, we're there. Thank you guys. I definitely appreciate the support. Yeah, absolutely. So I just want to hold it and see if you guys have any more questions here. And so, real quick, I'm gonna just do a little kind of promo plug for tomorrow. So tomorrow is day 8 for the 30-day challenge. We're gonna be talking about podcasting, and it's just so interesting to me. Like it's kind of like almost like a YouTube channel, but so we're gonna cover everything like A to Z podcasting, do an overview, and that's our topic for tomorrow. Time should be about the same, give or take. So yeah, if you guys definitely are interested in podcasting, for sure, if you subscribe, make sure to hit that bell, and that way you can know, when we're going live, that kind of thing. But as I always say, the lives are going to stay up. So the lives stay online, and they're definitely the replays is what I mean. Like they're going to stay online. So if you guys happen to catch, you know, part of the live or maybe some of it, or you want to kind of go back or whatever, yeah, definitely feel free. So. Yep. So basically, starting a podcast, doing that kind of thing. I know that's something a lot of people hear about, but they don't really know what all is involved. So, um, yeah, I would love to have you guys back if it works in your schedule. If not, always, you can check the replay. Um, that would obviously help out the channel as well. So I really appreciate that. So um, just want to check in, see if there's any more questions that you guys might have. Oh, yeah. Seriously, my mouth is watering. Grand Shirley, I'm looking forward to you guys. Maybe you guys do a video about Jollibee. I mean, you know, just kind of work something in there. Maybe you know, you got some of these mouths watering. I'm like, oh, love it, absolutely love it. Awesome. Yeah, no, definitely looking for that. Yeah, whoa. So that's a good question. So the question is your favorite thing about YouTube. Um, Filipino food. I think my favorite thing about YouTube is Filipino food. No, so my favorite thing about YouTube, I think honestly, is just being able to share experiences and share kind of what I've learned so far about how to make money online, and actually like show proof and not kind of gatekeep the things that I've learned, the tips and the tricks and the tools that I use. I really enjoy I enjoy sharing with people and sharing experiences and being able to try to help people earn money as well. Um, like realistically, you know there's no monetary value. I mean, I don't get anything out of it. Like, there's no benefit like to towards me except for, you know, just knowing that hopefully I've helped somebody or maybe open somebody's eyes or be able to point them in the right direction. Because I know we definitely need more helping and more kindness and just being part of a community together. I think is super important, especially now um, in the world. So yeah, I just love interacting with people and feeling like I'm being part of something, you know, and especially people that have the same kind of positive like mindset and really are goal and action oriented. I love being a part of that kind of group. So where we can encourage one another. Absolutely. Hey, would you guys mind putting in down some red hearts here for Sweetums? Sweetums does a phenomenal job as a mod. Always hits those trolls and takes care of people, wipes out those nasty comments and stuff. So Sweetums does a great job of keeping everything structured and organized. So if you wouldn't mind throwing some red hearts in the chat for Sweetums, I'd really, really appreciate that. Sweetums, that's for you. So, so hey, Philip. Hi, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you guys, Grant and Shirley. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. I know that means a lot to Sweetums. So, all right, guys. I think we're gonna cut it here. Um, so thank you again so much for joining the live. I really appreciate it, and hope to see you guys definitely on the next live for sure. Um, again, we're talking about podcasting tomorrow. So if you'd like to come and hang out, that'd be awesome. Thank you guys so much for the support, for the conversation, and wish you guys nothing but luck and success out there. So everybody have a great night out there. Be safe, and hopefully we will see you guys really, really soon. So, all right, everybody. See ya. Have a good night.